We've never done a show at the table. Michael Gray is hooking us up. Hey, everybody, welcome in. It's the DJournalPreps Football Preview Show, Week 2 edition. Brad Block here with Dalton Middleton, and with us today, our special guest is Baldwyn coach Michael Gray. Michael, how you doing?
Good. Glad to be here.
Thanks for the table. It's a nice setup.
You're welcome.
Set the bar high for everybody else this year. Well, if you haven't watched the show before, we're going to go through some games, preview some games, and including our game of the week. We'll give out our first Dalton award of the season. If you don't know what that is, I'll explain later. And first, though, we're going to talk with Coach Gray here, head coach of the Baldwyn Bearcats. We're here in his field house, locker room / weight room. And Michael has been here, what, 10th?
11th year.
11th year.
Head coach, 26th overall.
Wow. So he's got his Baldwyn Bearcats ready to face Boonville on Friday in the annual Skunk Bowl. I don't know why it's called the Skunk Bowl. Just long story short, a skunk got on the field a few years ago and chaos ensued. But it's always been a rival game and usually a pretty good one. Last year, not so good for y'all, 48-0, but I think y'all are a better team this year. And I think you showed that last week. It was a season opener against Kasu, lost 34-33. But what did you see that you liked?
Well, our effort was great. I mean, our attitude, the way we played the game. You know, we obviously made plenty of mistakes for a first game, but you know, we kept fighting, clawing back, and you know, had a chance to win that game, and just came up on the short end. But we saw a lot of good things during that game.
Last year was really tough for y'all, obviously, but this year you go down to 1A from 2A after being 2A, I guess, forever, and so you broke in some guys last year that you know, not had much experience, like Maddox Ritchie at quarterback and a few others. So, you know, what did you see from that year to this year?
Oh yeah, those kids that had to play last year, you know, they were kind of thrown in the mix early because we were kind of short numbered and, you know, had a few injuries, and so they got a lot of playing time that, you know, if we would have been our typical team, you know, they wouldn't have got on the field much, but they had to, and they were able to gain some game experience, which led to them wanting to get better in the off season, and you know, everything was kind of going from there. And actually, they, you know, you could tell that they had been on the field some Friday night.
Yeah.
Well, is it just the experience? I mean, you looked at it, you know, from last year, the first 6 games, you scored 28 points total. First game scored 33. Is it just experience, or what is this big difference?
Well, I mean, we're more athletic than we were last year. We got a couple of kids that didn't play last year that are back out, and you know, they really showed. Like Gabe Richardson, number 8, played the slot receiver. Timothy Scales, number 2, that picked up the fumble and ran it in. And then you got some younger kids that are, you know, that have some athletic ability, that are 9th graders this year that, you know, we're looking for big things out of. But you know, overall, I think our team speed is better, and then we just had some kids that are a year older, you know, were able to make some plays.
Looking ahead to this week's game, again, it's at Boonville Friday night. Michael, always, like I said, a good rival game, and you know, Boonville's got a few pieces back from last year, guys like Davian Price and John Daniel Deaton, and got some good players on defense. What's the real challenge facing this team?
Well, they're just so well coached. I mean, Mike and I, we've known each other for a long, long time, and you know, they're going to be prepared, and you know, it's going to be a tough matchup. You know, I think that there's some things that we've progressed in from last year that will help us out against those guys. And you know, they lost. Dallas Gamble was a lot like us losing Duke Upshaw several years ago. You know, that was a key cog in their whole game plan. And now that he's gone, you know, they're looking for other people to step up and take that place. And Day-Day's one of those guys. But you know, we're looking forward to the competition, and hopefully that we can, you know, be ready to take, you know, just be in the ball game and give ourselves a chance.
All right, well, time to move on to the games to watch. If you didn't catch this last week, what we do now, we put some matchups on Twitter for y'all to vote on, and whoever gets the most votes gets the game of the week. But we're also going to look at some other games. So we'll start with the 4 games to watch, and then the 5th game will be the game of the week. So first game to watch, Baldwyn at Boonville in the Skunk Bowl, and this is where we make predictions, Michael. You don't have to.
No,
just it's me and Dalton. So I like to think I know who you're going to pick to win this one. But like you said, you know, Boonville's a tough team, both sides of the ball to deal with. I think y'all are better. As far as predictions go, I'm gonna have to go with Boonville, I'm afraid. I'm gonna say 28-14, Dalton.
I was gonna go Boonville 35-20. I think with John Daniel Deaton is still undefeated as a starter.
It's true.
And until somebody beats him, I guess I can kind of roll with them for a little bit.
Okay. I'm glad Michael didn't flip over the table and kick us out.
They'll let y'all come into my house.
Oh, we just try to make the best objective picks we can. Houston at Calhoun City. These are two of our top small schools, Dalton. I think Houston's our number 1 team, and Calhoun City is third. This is always a good game as well. Houston looks to be really strong again on both sides of the ball. Calhoun City, they lost some guys, but still got Tiki Hill and guys like that, Hayden Goodson. It's at Cal City. I don't know, Dalton. It's hard to pick against number 1 Houston, so I'll go Hilltoppers. I'll say 22-8.
I'm gonna go a little high score. I think Houston figures out a little more on their offense. Houston 34-8.
Okay. Cal City got a good defense though.
They do.
So watch out. Tupelo at Corinth. Tupelo last week losing a tough one to South Panola. Corinth shut out Shannon. You remember last year, Corinth basically had this game wrapped up against Tupelo and literally fumbled it away and lost in overtime. So I'm sure they got some revenge on their minds, Dalton. And I think, Corinth is going to have a really good season. I think Tupelo's maybe better than we thought, but this one being in Corinth, I'm going to have to go with the Warriors. I'm going to say 34-23. Corinth.
I'm also going to go Corinth. I think Tupelo's going to be leading late, but they're going to get a good punt return from Tam and DT, and it's going to set up the short field. Corinth's going to win 28-24.
The DT did have a punt return for touchdown last week. DT Sheffield. Let's see. Here's a doozy, Dalton. West Point at Louisville. 5A champ versus the reigning 4A champ. Last week, West Point beat Horn Lake, the reigning 6A champ, 34-6. I picked Horn Lake to win that one. So, my mistake. I'm not going to make that mistake again. I'm going to go with West Point, Dalton. I'm going to say 27-10.
I had 27-6 West Point. Louisville didn't score a point last week.
They lost 2-0.
2-0. I think the offense is going to be a little better, but West Point is West Point. So
Yes, that's true. So far, Dalton, we agree on all 4 picks, which is no fun. Oh, by the way, last week we both went 4-1.
we did pick different games though.
We did. Pretty good start there. Okay, now it's time for the game of the week. It's Oxford at Starkville, the Little Egg Bowl, as they call it. And on this game, we'll do the 3 keys to the game, Dalton. Key number 1, you've got Luke Altmaier, the really good quarterback at Starkville, versus that Oxford pass defense. Luke has only thrown 6 career interceptions in 314 attempts. Oxford made 18 interceptions last year, and everyone who made an interception is back on the team this year. So that pass defense should be strong again, led by Byron Pearson. He had 7 picks. And so that's a real good matchup to watch there. Key number 2, Hal will defend J.J. Pegues. He's very versatile. He's 6'3", 270,
Yeah,
60.
something like that.
He's like the 2nd or 3rd ranked prospect in the state of Mississippi. He can play running back, quarterback, receiver, tight end, might even play some defense.
And he will.
Yeah, exactly. So how can Starkville handle him? I think you don't let JJ beat you. See if you try to make John Marr the quarterback or somebody else make things happen for Oxford. So we'll see how that one goes. And then the 3rd, always the most important key to the game, Dalton. Where do the players stand on the Chick-fil-A versus Popeye's chicken sandwich debate?
Well, since Popeyes sold out yesterday, I imagine they stand with Chick-fil-A now.
I've always been a Chick-fil-A guy. I haven't had a chance to try Popeye's. Michael, have you
I
tried?
have none.
Well,
We can't. You're out of luck now. They sold out yesterday for a few weeks or months now.
yeah, they're out for a while.
So I guess everyone's back on Chick-fil-A.
Back to God's chicken. Okay. Predictions, Dalton. I'll let you go first on this one. Starkville or Oxford?
I'm gonna go Starkville, 35-17.
Okay. I want to go different from you just to have a different pick, but I just can't see Oxford beating Starkville. So I'll go with Starkville as well. I'll say 30-20.
Yeah, I think they're gonna kind of key on JJ Pegues, and they're gonna make someone else beat them, like you mentioned, and it's just not gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't think so. Oh, I forgot to throw my cards, by the way. Yeah, totally forgot. Here you go. 1, 2. Wow, I gotta work on my form. Early season, I'm working on it. Okay, time for the Broughton Award. This, Brad and Dalton means Broughton. Smash it together. It honors the best 1-2 punch from the previous week. And so the honorees this week are Kai Holiday and Noah Foster of Tupelo Christian in a 45-17 win over Tishomingo County last week. Holiday is a quarterback. He completed 9 of 15 passes, 315 yards, 3 touchdowns, and he rushed for 89 yards and 3 touchdowns. Noah Foster, the receiver, in his first ever varsity game, had 4 catches for 190 yards and 2 touchdowns. So I think he may be all right. That Foster kid may be pretty good.
And they also had about a 60 or 70 yard touchdown that got called back. So
Yeah, so that's an explosive offense right there. Okay, so that's it. That's all the time we got for the DJournalPreps Football Preview Show. I want to remind you to check out our podcast as well. Prep Rally just dropped it this afternoon. You can find it in iTunes, any of your podcast apps, or online at preprally.djournal.com. Follow us on Twitter at DJournalPreps, and also check out our football coverage all week and into the weekend in the Daily Journal and at DJournal.com. Thank you, Michael Gray, for your hospitality, for your time, and best of luck this week. If it was wrong, I don't mind being proved wrong. Okay, so that's it. Again, this is a Facebook Live video, but it'll be on DJournal.com before too long. You can view it there if you missed anything. All right, we'll be back next week. Location to be determined. See you then.